Skarloey knows best. A Skarloey the Little Engine story.
One day on the island of Sodor, the Fat Controller arrived to see Smelly and Stepney. "Smelly and Stepney," he said, "I want the two of you to go to market day today," he said, "and help Skarloey with his loads," he said. "Then we will, sir," said the engines, and the two engines puffed away.
Stepney was coupled to his goods train, and Smelly was pulling him, and Stepney was pulling the goods train to take to market day.
They were excited to be seeing Skarloey again, but when they arrived at the main line,
there was Skarloey. "Hello," said Skarloey. "Hello, Skarloey," said the two engines. "Nice to see you two again," he said. I have 4 loads to take. I have flour and chocolate to take to market day, children to school, and chickens to Farmer McColl. So can you help me?" he said. "Course we will," said Smelly, and then Stepney and Smelly decided to help. First, the chocolate. The flour and chocolate were in market day to the supermarket, and with that, the flour and chocolate were finally in market day, and then Skarloey had to take some children to school. And then he was ready. And with that, Stepney and Smelly have already taken their loads to market day, and the smell from market day was starting to smell of food, fruit and vegetables, and it looked gorgeous and fantastic in market day. Just then, Skarloey arrived at the school, and the children were at school. And last, Farmer McColl's chicken. And with that, he left the chicken cattle break van at Farmer McColl's farm. The chicken were out, and then the chicken cattle coach was left away, while Skarloey was with the coach, with the children inside it. Meanwhile, he was having a talk with Dennis, Mighty Mike, and Bert. They started thinking about how brilliant it was talking to one another, but they were really excited for one another at all. Later, it was time for the children to go home. Skarloey was upset, so Smelly and Stepney told Skarloey about this. "Time for the children to go home, Skarloey," said Smelly. "Oh, I don't care," said Skarloey, "and it's not fair. I don't want to pick the children up. I want to talk to my friends. And now you two just don't care about me. I don't need you guys anymore." And he puffed sadly away. "Skarloey, wait," said Stepney, but it was too late. Skarloey was going backwards, and what he didn't know was that Madge was taking 16 home. They were having a wonderful ride when suddenly Mighty said this when suddenly Mighty shouted out loud to Skarloey. "Stop!" he shouted, but it was too late. Madge was already on the track, and then Skarloey's coach
crashed into Margin 16. Oh! Said Skarloey, and he was hurt. Help! Said Margin 16 sadly, and they were all upset. Luckily, Hero was ready to clean up the mess. Marge didn't look so good, so she had to go to the repair shed to be mended. So did 16 too. Skarloey didn't look so good. He had been so naughty that he had to stay in the shed for the rest of the day, so Hero had to do his job. The children were on board the coach, and Hero took the children home. Hero puffed away and toot goodbye to his friends and puffed away to the sheds. Later that night, Skarloey felt sorry for Smelly and Stepney too. I'm sorry for what I said Skarloey. I really do know best. It's all right, said the two engines. Friends, said Skarloey, and the three engines were friends forever, and it was all forgotten about what happened to Marge and 16. And with that, Skarloey smiled as happy as can be. Then you are cheered up, said Smelly, and with that, Skarloey smiled again.